welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to take you back to times of kings and queens when women had absolutely no rights of their own and the Tudor line controlled the country of England. Today's book review is on the novel Three Sisters, Three Queens by Phillipa Gregory. In this book we look at the lives of two sisters and a sister-in-law, on how everything they do is linked together in one way or another. It's all a mess. Okay, so Three Sisters, Three Queens by Phillipa Gregory. I have done a few other book reviews of her books on the channel before, so if you're interested, they're under the book review tab. Go check them out. As sisters, they share an everlasting bond. As queens, they can break each other's hearts. When Catherine of Aragon is brought to the Tudor court as a young bride, the oldest Princess Margaret takes her measure. With one look, each knows the other for a rival, an ally, a pawn. Destined, with Margaret's younger sister Mary, to a unique sisterhood. The three sisters will become queens of England, Scotland, and France. United by family loyalties and affections, the three queens find themselves set against each other. But as they experience betrayals, dangers, loss, and passion, the three sisters find that the only constant in their perilous lives is their special bond, more powerful than any man, even a king. So let's go ahead and hear a little bit about this book. So, as pretty much explained from the title, this book is based around the royal lives of three sisters, Mary, Margaret, and Catherine. Mary and Margaret are blood sisters and Tudor princesses. They are the sisters of Henry VIII. Catherine of Aragon is a Spanish princess brought to London to marry Margaret and Mary's oldest brother, Arthur. Arthur dies of the sweats shortly after their marriage, which, in case you didn't know, back then the sweats was what they called the plague, I believe. Catherine then turns around and marries Arthur's younger brother, Henry. Meanwhile, Margaret is sent to Scotland to marry the Scottish king and bring peace between England and Scotland, which lasts a few years, until Catherine, who has now become the Queen of England, convinces Henry VIII, who is now the King of England, to go to war with Scotland, and Margaret's husband is killed. Catherine decides to have the body of Margaret's husband cast in lead, I think, and shipped to Henry as a token of winning. It's a little cryptic. Just thought I'd throw that out there. It's a little weird. Margaret's now faced with becoming and keeping the title of Queen Regent of Scotland until her son is old enough to become king. And she also has to try to keep the peace of England. But she's stuck in a predicament of what she's supposed to do if her brother doesn't take her side on stuff. She's her brother. She expects him to, cooperate. He doesn't. What a surprise, Henry VIII. Brother, sister Mary. She's the youngest and is sent to France to marry the king, who is like 3 times her age. He dies shortly after she arrives, and leaving Mary as the Queen of France. Thing is, shortly after he dies, she turns around and marries someone who isn't royalty. He happens to be Henry's best friend, though, Charles Brandon. So Mary is never thrown out of court. They get to stay. They get to act like nothing ever happened. But when Margaret decides to marry for love, they have to accept that. And they decide that she is not going to get the same treatment as her sister Mary. She gets basically exiled in Scotland where she lives, and that's where she gets left for a while. Yep, wonderful family there. Sorry. Dog is playing around in the background. And last, of course, is Catherine. She has the job of Queen of England. She was sent from Spain to become queen, and she has to deal with the embarrassment of her husband's very public affairs, especially when he starts to mess around with Anne Boleyn. She doesn't believe in divorce, so she just deals with it. We'll see how well that works out. Overall, it's not an easy job being a royal female. So I've loved almost every book by Phillipa Gregory. Like, she does great novels. I love learning about the Tudors. I love all of her stuff. But this one just wasn't one of my favorites. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't my favorite. I personally feel like the book was kind of repetitive and drawn out. There was large sections of they were repeating the same thing over and over. You have to go back to your husband. You don't have to go back to your husband. You have to do this. You have to do this. It was repetitive. There wasn't really a happy ending to the book, but to be fair, it is based on a period of time and a family that had very few happy endings. Reminder though that these books are mostly fictional. Don't take it down. Come on. The author does not claim to have all the facts, and she does not claim that these are 100% true. They're fiction. She takes a basis of a story and runs with it. But thank you for watching, guys. Please feel free to check out the other book reviews on my channel. I have a few other from her. I have some Disney content coming up within the next few days. I'm just waiting for stuff to get here with our mail service running so slow. I just haven't had it arrive yet, so I haven't had time to film it. But thank you for watching this book review of Phillipa Gregory's 3 Sisters and 3 Queens. I'll see you guys next time.